So let us have some introduction to MySQL, and we'll see introduction to MySQL, how to connect and disconnect, basic queries and creating and using a database. So MySQL is a very popular open source database. Please mark this open source database. And this is officially pronounced as MySQL, not MySQL. And it handles a very large database, has a very high performance. And why are we using MySQL? Because it is free, can be installed MySQL in any system, your self system, and easy to use shell for creating tables, querying, etc. And easy to use with Java, JDBC, etc. Connectivity is there. Now, how to connect to MySQL? First of all, you need to have MySQL. For that, you can go to SQLite or SQLyoke. There are many utilities which are available on internet. So once you are with MySQL, our discussion start. So MySQL provides an interactive shell for creating tables and inserting data. So on Windows, you can just go to C MySQL bin wherever your bin is found in your MySQL directory, and just you have to type MySQL or click the Windows icon if some application whichever you are using for MySQL has given you an icon on your desktop. So this is how you start with. There is a password, so these lines will be appearing on your screen, and if you want to just exit, just type quit or exit. So once you're logged on, you can log in by your credentials, and once you're logged on, you can try some simple queries. For example, MySQL, this is you will be seeing, and this is what you will be typing. Select version or current date. So version will be shown here, current date will be shown here. So you have to use select version and this round bracket or current date, and you can use them, or these commands can be used individually also. So you have to note that most MySQL commands, they end with a semicolon. So MySQL returns the total number of rows found and the total time to execute the query. Now keywords may be entered in any letter case, means even if you write select version in small, the cases are upper cases or lower cases, it doesn't matter. This all are equivalent. Otherwise, many languages or many applications, if you write this is not going to work. So you have to follow a rule. But in MySQL, there is no problem. You can go ahead with this. Here is one more query. We want to demonstrate that you can use MySQL as a simple calculator. How? Just select sine of pi by 4, and then 4 plus 1 into 5. Sine pi, this is 22 by 7 or 3.14, this value. And you just can divide it by 4 and you'll get a sine theta of it. So this is how the value can be accomplished or received, and this also is again expression, mathematical expression. And finally, you can get 25 easily. Now you can also enter multiple statements on a single line. Just end each one with a semicolon, like select version, semicolon, select now. This is version, this is now. There are multiple line commands also. This MySQL determines where your statement ends by looking by the terminator, means the semicolon, not by looking at the end of the input line. Like you can just have multi-line statement. The MySQL will only come to the semicolon, and those number of commands or those commands which you have given from this point before this point, it is going to take this only. So select user, you can get a user, and then current date. The current date will be shown to you. Now you can also cancel a command if you decide you don't want to execute a command that you are in the progress of entering. You can cancel it by just /c. So once you are making a command and you are confused, or you just want to go back and look at it, that what should I write, and you want to come out of this MySQL shell, what you can do is you can just type /c. So to get started on your own database, first check which database currently exists, and for that what you can do, you can type this show databases. This will show which databases currently exist on the server. So whenever you type this show databases, this will give you some results, and in this case we have two databases. One is MySQL, one is test. Now you can create a database, a new database, you can just issue this command, create database webdb. This is user or your database which you are making. Now you can what you can do is, you have created a database, now you want to use it. So to select a database, issue the use command to use, or to actually get started with this database which you have just created, webdb. You can just type use webdb, and once you have selected a database, you can now view all the database tables. Means first you have to make a database, then you have to go to the database, and you can now start showing tables. So because you have not entered anything, show table will not give you, or it will not present you anything. So an empty set indicates that I have not created any tables yet. So let's create table. Let's create a table for storing pets. Like this table will be pets. The name of the table will be pet. The name of the pet, which will be variable character or varchar 20. The size or the characters will be maximum 20. The owner, varchar. The owner, what you can enter through your keyboard will only be of any variable character of 20 size. Species, sex, and you don't need a variable character for sex, because it will be, gender will be only male and female, and birth will be of date and type, and data will be type. So these are the data types. This is the size of the data type, or not size of the data type, but how many numbers of these value type of data type you will be going to use. For example, you are using 20 varchar, that means individual varchar will be 20s. The varchar is usually used to store string data. Now create a table using the create table command. You have uses this create table. You can use this create table. Pet will be the name of the table, and whatever I have shown here, you can just directly write name varchar 20 followed by a comma, again owner varchar 20 followed by a comma, and this again you complete this, and you have to start with a round bracket and end with a round bracket, and terminate this particular command, or to issue this particular command of creating table, you will be culminating it through a semicolon, and then this query will be okay. Now you can go to the tables and you can find out how many tables are there. Show tables. Now this pet will start appearing because you have just made it. And to view a table structure, you can use describe, like describe pet. This you have made. You can describe pet, and these were the field you have made. These were the types. These are the other things which are being added by itself. And to delete an entire table, use the drop table command. What you can do is drop table and table name. This is drop table pet, and the command will be effective, and you will not be able to access pet anymore. Now you can use the insert statement to enter data into table, because we have just made this pet. So what you can do is insert into name of the table, values. These are the keywords. These capital words are the keywords. Now you can add fluffy, Harold, cat, F, and date and null. So whatever fields you have chosen, and while creating the table you have to give. Otherwise, if you are not able to give or you don't want, you can just place null. So this is the sample data which somebody would have entered, or if you try you can enter it. And this is the name of the pet. This is the owner. This is a species, gender, birth, and death date. People who have not entered death date, they will not be able to see it. Now loading sample data, you could create a text file called pet.txt containing one record per line. You don't have to enter each and every insert into values. You can make a text file, and this value must be separated by tabs and given in the order in which the columns were listed in create table statement. It should follow the arrangement which you have given here. Otherwise it will not take. So what you have to do, you can make a pet.txt and just enter the values, and they will be separated by tab, and the order should be like that table. And that table, when you use this create table statement, and then you can just load the data via the load data command. This is so easy. So what you have to do is load data. This you have to use local in file. Local in file. What you have done is these are the names. These are the species, and whatever field you have made, you just enter it. Just please remember that you have to give a tab here. Enter will be through /n. Enter will be through /n, and just give or separate them by tabs. So what you have to write is the command will be local data, local in file. This is the file you have made. This is the actual file into table pet. Now the table pet will be inserting all these values after you issue this command. So this was the first part. We'll be covering it in the later session. The second part. Thank you so much. Take care.